Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries December 1, 2022. Today's Mercury-Mars opposition can stir up tension or bring up buried matter. It's difficult not to take things very personally with Mercury in your sign and retrograde Mars directly opposite it. Recent worries or frustrations can take their toll or reach a head now. Others can really push your buttons now. You could feel like someone is trying to overrule you, and you can be irritated if you feel left without a say on a matter. For best results, try not to jump to conclusions or jump to express yourself if you're already feeling angry or tense. In the latter half of the day, it's easier to take things step by step. Sound energy is with you for technical work or taking care of business. Organizing and clarifying matters come naturally. Serious conversations may even be comforting as you learn what's possible and what isn't. A no-nonsense approach to things can benefit you from time to time, and it may be precisely the case right now. Breathe more calmly today. Mental Mercury, our cosmic messenger planet, is spinning magnificently with the great taskmaster, Saturn, the planet of permanence and longevity. You will have an opportunity to form a promise that you'd like to see stand the test of time in your personal or romantic life. Harness a practical and realistic approach and map out each step to get where you'd like to go. Your judgment, organization, and clarity will be especially potent at this time, helping you to see through the fog of recent days. Your listening skills will also be especially activated. Steer clear of fighting. Since Mercury in your sign opposes Mars retrograde in Gemini, there might be a conversation, opinion, or question that is taken the wrong way. When you are talking to your professional partnerships or about your commitments, be mindful of your tone, turf, and timing. While you may mean well, you might be surprised by how quickly the conversation could turn on a dime. Since Mercury also sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, it might be best to immediately own whatever you say to rectify the situation to move forward on a better note. 2 days after the moon left your income sector and with your nose for money still sharp, your over-the-horizon radar will be picking up on Mercury's approach. While Pluto is getting restless to get things moving and to bring this financial year home, with Mercury just 7 days away and Venus returning later next week, this is about to become a reality. You are thought of as a rather reserved person, but in fact you can be intense and passionate too. With today's planetary alignment, your passions could easily catch fire. Expect to look and feel your best, and to surprise yourself with what you are ready and willing to accomplish. Your energy is high and easily directed toward positive expression. You more than anyone realize that taking great care of yourself is sexy. So, don't skip your daily workout. Let your ability to lead show through today. While you may not consider yourself leadership material, you actually do possess natural abilities that can be realized if you give them a chance. Leading isn't always about having a voice that carries, or a bag full of tricks to dazzle. The strongest leadership comes from having an idea that gets others enthusiastic, and the wherewithal to make it happen a plan. If something is important to you, communicate this and the rest will fall into place. While a clash between Mars, in retrograde motion in your relationship sector, and Mercury, just as he moves into his final 7 days in Sagittarius, might create some personal or relationship tension, the timing couldn't be better. This will stress test a balance between your personal and relationship needs, but not only is Mercury the planet of communication, but it comes just as the moon is wrapping up its monthly visit to your communication sector, with massive support from Saturn. This has everything needed for a breakthrough. While the moon will leave your communication sector today, a friendly aspect between Saturn here and Mars in your relationship sector will not only continue but will continue to tighten. In the heart of some of the most significant days of the year for giving your relationships, the past and unsaid words a voice, the moon is making it easier to wear your heart on your sleeve. Our eyes in the sky. Try to get in some light exercise before heading off to work, and try to avoid grabbing that extra cup of coffee or it could lead to a case of the jitters. Today has a cerebral vibe that might get the better of you, making it important that you ground yourself and focus on your breath throughout the day. Should you begin to feel overwhelmed, take a step back and rest, if only for a few minutes. Watch out for a communication breakdown this afternoon when the moon shares an off-kilter connection. Choose your words with care while this energy is present so you can avoid arguments. Your ability to understand any situation is good and you're able to undertake any sort of mental task. Equally, you're communicating without any difficulty, so possible negotiations or similar conversations turn out to be successful. You also find your general level of curiosity is heightened and you're keen to acquire knowledge and learn as much as you can. You apply yourself to a subject that has stimulated your interest over a sustained period. It's easier for you to obtain the necessary focus you need and you're more motivated than you have ever been before. Use this newfound enthusiasm and concentrate on making contacts to solve any outstanding issues needed for a successful outcome. Luckily, the energy transforms this evening, which should help you quickly release any unpleasant thoughts or situations you found yourself in today. The cosmic weather is quiet today, until Mercury in Sagittarius opposes retrograde Mars in Gemini, provoking a war of words. Offensive or defensive language is unlikely to help us make our point. We are nervous and quick to anger, and although we may have good talking points to back up our arguments, we are apt to flit from talking point to talking point without finishing our thoughts. Our inability to stay on topic means that civilized discussions can quickly devolve into yelling matches. We are still in a long lunar void, of course, which began last night, and must attempt to remain patient now, even if someone is intent on getting up in our faces. If possible, avoid electing this day to finally air out long-held grievances. Guard against the perils of extravagance and overindulgence in any way you can. Your current fantasies are unlikely to be fulfilled, they're just excessively optimistic. Try not to feel so dissatisfied with your circumstances and be as realistic as possible, instead of needlessly having such impractical feelings and yearnings that ultimately don't make you happy. If the response you get from prospective dates is not always positive, consider how your approach might be improved. You may want to ask what you could change about yourself. Becoming more self-aware can help you understand what to change or at least help you appreciate another's point of view or not. It will be hard interacting with people today. You overreact to the smallest things and feel completely misunderstood. It would do you good to take a step back, clear your thoughts and start tackling the arguments in a calmer way. In the late afternoon, the moon enters Pisces, ending its void of course which began late last night. Over the next 2 days, our creative and spiritual senses are enlivened. This is a time to trust our intuition, examine our subconscious workings, and get in touch with the numinous and liminal. It is an ideal lunar period for working with divination techniques like tarot or scrying. Artistic pastimes such as painting or making music are also favored. If we are stressed, bathing, showering, or relaxing near bodies of water can be rejuvenating.